Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing great, hopping, googling. We're doing a different type of mining today. I get so many questions about depth and how it affects mining, and when to use enhancers, when not to, what finders to use, and for the most part, I've covered all this stuff in previous videos. But I figured we would do this video just to highlight some of the deeper extractors, or some of the deeper finders rather, and to highlight rare ores and this other type of mining that you really just don't see too much of. Everybody's used to the amped mining, go for the high markup ores. But this is a whole different aspect. This is like the 2% of the unsung miner heroes that you never hear about, you never see in the global screens around Entropia Life. And these guys, they do fairly well, and I want to say about 2% of all miners probably do exactly what I'm about to do here. And this is unamped deep finder mining, and what we're doing today is we're going to look for ruggerites, we're going to look for redulite. If we have time, we'll look for zeramite and tritonite. Hopefully we'll hit a little bit of canarium here, derulium. We are in Gaia's Cradle, which I will show you on the map here in a sec here. Close that out. Which is Amathera on Calypso. If you just head up northwest from Z's little farm, you can you'll find it. Now this whole area right up in here does contain ruggerites and redulite. Tritonite you probably won't find here. Zeramite I'm not sure, but this is a pretty well known area for ruggerites. So I'm not giving out really any super real trade secrets here. What we're doing is, if you saw in the finder, we're using a VRX 2000. I didn't go for the 3000 because there was only one on auction, and it was pretty pricey. I just didn't feel like spending money for it. What you typically want to do is get a deep enough finder where you have good tier rates. Unfortunately, this finder does not have good tier rates, and what I mean by good tier rates is you want tier rates in the later hundreds, in the thousands, especially on L items. You want to look for tier rates in the thousands. You may have to pay a little bit more for it, but for this type of mining, you may want to, because you're going to want to, every time you tier your L finder, you're going to want to put depth enhancers on it to keep on going deeper, deeper. Don't forget, ruggerites can be found, I believe, starting at like 800 depth or something. And if you guys really want to take a look at the depth charts, Little Big Mining Log has them. If you just Google mining log, it should come up as the first search result. I'm sure many of you guys use the programs, or use that program, Little Big Mining Log. So you could check out the depth there. You could see what area, what range you want to go for these types of ores. This is a very slow process. It's not very exciting. Well, at least to me, it's not very exciting. It certainly is when you find a single stone of tritonite. Because that's your global, that's your Hoth. When you find these stones, you're not going to get your names up in on the screen in the global chat. You're not going to get golden swirlies, but you're not going to need to. It's very quiet type of mining. The returns can be great. Your yield can be great if you find the rare type of ores. Now, obviously, we'll still find the regular stuff. I just found gas, which is very common in this area. But once you get a stone of ruggerites, or tritonite, I should say, it makes your mining worthwhile. Ruggerites right now currently has a market of 3,000%. Redulite is not so great; it's about 400%. But still, we're talking stones that have a high TT value. The reason why we're not amping is because you may not find those stones when you amp. Now, some of these miners that I've talked to that do this type of mining, they do use level 2s. They do use level 1s. It doesn't seem to affect it. I've actually found tritonite with a level 5, and it didn't seem to affect the stone value. So I have my suspicion of whether or not that these rare ores, their stone value, is even affected by amps, and I don't think it is. Just from the the mining that I've done for these stones. I found Zeramite with level 8 amp on Arcadia, and it definitely was not amplified. It was a single stone find. So just completely unsure of whether or not amps do affect it. I certainly don't want to come out here amping for it, because if it does affect it, then your chances of hitting it are pretty slim. I don't know if anybody has found Rugrats with anything more than a level 2 amp. I'll say that right now. I can't say for certain. So your best bet if you're going to try this type of mining is to go unamped, I would say, and then test the field from there. Now, rare ore spawns are very few and far in between, and sometimes they will spawn in a very smaller area than other ores, and it's really, there's a lot of timing based in this too. You're not going to go out and find um, Rugrats on a daily basis. You may find it once a month. But when you do find it, take note of the day and time, and certainly go back next month and see if it spawns. And go from there. I don't know if we will find any. I know there's a big hop yesterday, a big Nixarium hop. Rats to whomever hit that. I wasn't sure. I really didn't spend too much time online. So the mining today could be a little off. I know the last couple of weeks in hell have been just that. Have been complete hell. So that's why we're kind of here, just chilling, doing this type of mining, staying away from it, give you guys something different. I mean, I've given you guys a lot of hell videos recently, so we give you something completely off the wall here, and I hope this video answers a lot of questions. Now, I've seen a lot of people hell mine, like say for instance, and just amp mine with like a TK320 with depth enhancers, and for the most part, it just doesn't make sense, guys. You're adding a lot of decay, you're adding a lot of extra expense on those depth enhancers that you certainly don't need. You don't need a TK320 with depth enhancers to find your Rulium that has 165% markup. You don't need it. I myself, as you well know, I use the F213. Sometimes I roll around with the F105 or TK120. Just in case I want to try a chance at Tridentite in PvP, which, by the way, is where I've been finding Tridentite and Zeramite in PvP. So, if you guys are interested in looking for Tridentite or Zeramite, I know Entropia for a fact has Tridentite in it, in their PvP area. I know PvP4 here on Cali has Tridentite in it. I know it has Zeramite in it. So, those deeper finders, it's just not necessary. And in fact, and I've said it before in other videos, once you get to the F105, that's where your game really begins. And unfortunately, for a lot of people, that's almost where it ends, unless you want to take it to the next level and do somewhat what I'm doing here. Guys are that small, so we're gonna kind of move out of this area a little bit. I think head south and see what we can find. Maybe it's this guy's cradle. So hit the F105, do your amped mining, but stay within that range. When you guys check out Little Big Mining Log, you'll see that a lot of the averages are 500-600 bed, or 500-600 depth rather. Sorry, and that's where you want to be. Unless you do this type of mining. Now let's take a look at the VRX's 2000 stats. This is a little bit different than the 3000. Of course, I'm having horrible lag right now. Alright guys, try this again. VRX has just having some technical difficulties with fraps. It certainly does not like my computer load. Search depth of 925. And that's somewhat where you want to be. You want to be deeper. I would say about 1,000 and you're looking pretty. The VRX 3000 has got a starting range of 1,000 depth rather. As you can see, my surveyor just has not caught up to this finder as of yet. And primarily, when I first started Entropia, I was just an ore miner, and for years I have been. And I just switched maybe a year or two ago, and I have not actually done a lot of surveying. I've done enough where I can get to this spot, but not enough to max out this finder. Obviously, with the ore, I'm definitely max. It's got a really good range, just to be expected for the decay of this finder, which I think is 3 peck per drop. I'm uncertain. You guys may want to check Entropedia to make sure you know what the decay is. I think the VRX 3000 is 4 peck per drop, but it's pretty considerable compared to other finders. And like I said, you want to take a look at, and obviously treasure hunting, which is just kind of shot to hell right now. And we haven't heard anything from the Arcadia team on whether or not the instances will be released this August. We're unsure. I suspect perhaps if they are released, they'll be released in the update on the 21st of August, which there seems to be an update coming. So, and also take a look at the tier. Make sure you get a good tier rate because, like I said, you want to tier this up and keep on adding those enhancers. I'd like to get you guys some sort of some Regulite at least. May not be the day for it. A Ruggestone would be pretty cool. Looks like it's the hits are far and few in between here. So I hope everybody's enjoying the pig plays. I think we're gonna see a lot more of them on the channel. I have really good reaction towards them. There's only so much Entropia stuff I could continue to do. I've done a year so far. In fact, we just hit a milestone last week, which I'll probably have a video out in a week or two about. Belcar Stone, very poor. We hit 750 subscribers. In fact, we're beyond that now. We've hit 100,000 video views, which is just awesome. We've hit a year on YouTube, and yeah, I was pretty surprised. I didn't realize how many views I actually. Oh, some fruit right there. Did you see that? Let's see if I can get it again. Yep, there it goes. Surprised I had 100,000 views. I didn't know I garnered that many views. So, yeah, it's been incredible. I know a lot of people have been trying to friend me lately. I just have not been accepting friends requests, guys. Sorry if I don't know you. If you just decide, oh, just you know. All right, guys. Hopefully I've situated my Fraps issue. We'll see. We will see. So as I was saying, small gas there. I just had not been accepting friends requests. Nothing personal, anybody, obviously, because most of the time I don't know you, and that's the issue. Is that I've been having with a lot of people just friend requesting me and asking me for pet, and I've plain and simple, I've had enough of it, and so I've stopped taking friends requests, and you know, if I seem cold in game, it's just the way it is. I do apologize, but you know, I like to have my playtime as much as anybody else, and unfortunately, with you know 750 subscribers and 100,000 views, and you know my pet card exposed, people are gonna ask me for pet, and I do realize that was one of the downfalls of doing this whole venture, and it sucks really, to be honest with you. I don't like to log in game and be bombarded by PMs, you know, and having someone ask me, oh, just you know, can I borrow 50 pet? No, you can't, dude. You know, how do I put this politely? Go fuck off. You know, that's pretty much how I feel at that point. But you know, I'll continue to do these. I do need ideas though. I do need some ideas. The free giveaways, you know, I've put on hold until September. Hopefully in September we could get them rolling again. I've made enough money on an Entropia Mining Guide where I could do a couple more giveaways. somebody had asked me what my motivation was for selling that. Well, obviously money's a pretty good big motivator, but not only that, but it was really primarily to give me some funding for in-game giveaways, which this channel does. We've had in the past. I think we've had 2 or 3 of them so far. So we'll see that in September. I think once a lot of people start rolling back to the game, we'll try to do a couple more of them. I don't like to mix that in with my float and whatever else I'm doing as far as my personal items and stuff. And I have had a finder donated to me a month or 2 ago now to give away, which I think it was like 11 or 12 pets. So we'll that'll be part of the giveaway as well. So this is it. This is rare hunting. We're gonna change areas here in about 2 drops. See if we can't find something else. Maybe an area that's hitting a little better. Seems like my hit rate's a bit off. And a couple of you may ask, what about Dunkel? What about some of the rare end matters? If you guys really want to go end matter hunting for Dunkel, you're gonna be out there a while. I'm gonna say it's not easy to find at all. I've only found it once or twice before, and that was years and years ago. Back when like the F213 was like the finder to have and it was super rare at the time. It's obviously it's a hard thing to hit, and for now it just doesn't interest me to go for that. But let's give this one more drop right here, and then let's move on to another area. See what happens. It's been a while since I've been on Cali actually mining, so I know a lot of the hunting and mining tokens have been dropping, and I think that's cool. There was an Eomon all-time high yesterday alongside the Nixarium all-time high, which is good to see. The thing is about the all-time highs is, Nixarium, 50,000 ped, it's only $5,000. Like, yes, it's a considerable sum of money. Like, if I had got that, especially with the Nixarium with the 40% markup, I would just be in pain, just like stupidly in pain, just laughing my ass off, But the thing is there really needs to be more of them. I think, that was the first mining HOF or first mining all-time high in I think a month, and that was the first all-time high hunting that I've seen. I don't even know, 5-6 months maybe. I don't really pay attention to crafting that much, but I don't think there's been anything decent there either. I'd really like to see Mindark put in more all-time highs, or put in more bigger loots. They certainly can afford it. Just looking at my records in my grind through Hell, I've cycled way over 50k ped in Hell in the last 2 months. So, in fact, it was about 60k worth of ped I've cycled in the last 2 months up there. It may even be more. I'm not even looking at it. That's a lot of ped. And I'm not saying that maybe I should hit a 50k. I probably should. But look at the people like Rudolph, for instance, because I met with the guy the other day, and I've mentioned him in other videos. Really nice guy. And we shared some gear, some thoughts on gear and whatnot, and what he uses, and what I use, and everything. And here's a guy that has over 600 globals in the tracker for the last month up to date, right? Over 600 globals. Now, I spent a considerable amount of time this last month, and I got to 8. I got to the top 8. I was 8 yesterday or the day before. A couple times. Now, I think I'll fall down because it's only tracking globals, But here's a guy that spent 600, who had 600 globals mining and grinding Hell. I could just imagine what his turnaround is. I don't even know. I mean, I could make a guess and say 20k. He's probably doing double, maybe triple what I'm doing. But his highest HOF was a Cerulean Tower of only maybe 5.7k. That's it. And I know he scored an Ignisium tower as well. That was like a 5.2 or 5.8. something like that. So I mean, it gives you an indication on how rare towers and large finds really are. Like, all right, you'll see my tracker, and I do have a lot of hits between 3 to 800 ped. Those large, the group of larges, the large and extremely large, and those seem fairly common among hops. Yet still pretty rare. I didn't hit any in the last week or two. So going back to Rudolph, this guy, he probably should have all-time high by now. He really should have all-time high. He should, in my mind, have a find larger than 20k, or at least larger. I'll give him this, larger than 10k. And I think there's something wrong with the system that he does not have that find yet. Granted, it took me 6 years to get that 28k gigantic Vita stuff, but that's exactly what I'm saying. I think the people that are grinding away should have a better chance. I mean, it's kind of absurd on just the chances of it. People lose a lot of money, cycle a lot of money. If I've cycled $5,000 in the last 2 months, I should have a decent shot at hitting something worth $2,000. So that's all I'm trying to say. So we get really got off a track here. That's another gas small. Gas right now, it's floating like 112, 114%. If I can get 114% unamped, then I'll eventually do alright. I'm not hitting any of my ready light. I'm not hitting any rugga, which I didn't expect to hit. So we're gonna move areas here, and I'll catch you in a brief second. Alright guys, we're in Ola 45 here. Outback Land 45. Not gonna find Rugga here. At least I don't believe so. You will find Ready Light and Canarium, and I think our primary focus when I started this video was to find a stone of Ready Light, at the very least. I mean, it would have been awesome to find a stone of Ruggeritz. It would have been a small little global, basically. But that did not happen. I honestly don't know if I'm deep enough to be completely honest with you. I really should have a deeper finder, or some depth enhancers. I think that would have at least helped us just a little bit. It is pretty rare though, so I didn't really expect to get much of anything. We got a perk gain there, which probably not going to follow. Tiny Belk. So the claim sizes are actually smaller here. That's interesting. They were actually bigger over in Ruggaland, where I just came from. So I'm gonna have a video out here. This is a thank you video for 750 subs. 100,000. I'm really surprised. I mean, the subs 750 I knew I could get to, but the 100,000 views, I was just honestly just surprised. Some of these Entropia videos get a lot of views. A lot of help from Entropia itself, EntropiaUniverse.com. They actually put up some of my videos on their website from time to time. Sorry guys. In fact, there's one there now of the video that I did of Entropia Life. So I appreciate that for, and then it gets a few more hundred views a week. It's interesting to see how many views it gets on their website. I don't know how many views that particular page on their website gets, but it's less than I thought it would, I guess you could say. But I'm very grateful for it. That's for certain. Exposure is exposure. The whole thing, I just wish this game had a lot more players, 100,000. That's all I'm asking. 100,000 players. It doesn't have to be a WoW. It doesn't have to be, Perfect World or DDO. Another copper. I forgot there was copper. There's some bad stuff in this LA. It's got listing stuff in it too. But I think there's maybe 10,000 players. Starfinder gave me some statistics on his website that are pretty interesting. I don't necessarily want to repeat them, but it's a lot more than I think people think. So I would put a guess at 10,000 active subs here, 10,000 active players, I should just say. And I guess that would make sense for a company of Mindark's size to keep on developing and keep on hosting this game. Unknown, 989 meters. Let's see if we got some ready light here. Hopefully. No, it's gold. That's one of the rare ores that are not so rare anymore. Oh man. Oh well. Well, at least we know the finder is hitting really deep. Gold used to have a value, well, actually used to have a pretty good value, 300% back in like 06. Used to be needed, used to be tough ore to find, but now it's really a dime a dozen. You could do a couple runs in hell and just hit up a couple of the hell mines there, and you have whole back filled with goldstone. Some copper. I'll make this video a little bit longer than I typically do. I like to try to keep them at 15-20 minutes, but I haven't put up a video on my my channel here in about 2 weeks or so. Partially because of work, as I had mentioned in previous videos. This is my busy time of year, and you know, I've just been playing other things. It's tough. It's tough. It's a tough run in hell when you don't hit anything, and it's certainly not easy on the pet card or anybody else. So. Now I'm actually surprised that the Eomon and Longtooth migration is still going on. It's been a month or two now. I'm not sure how long it typically goes on for, but I guess that's a good thing. It's good. It's nice to see them globaling and hopping. So. Come on, one stoner ready light. And then it's back to hell with me. Alright guys, we'll give it one more drop. Hopefully we'll get a little bit of ready light here. It's kind of funny, you buy a deeper finder and then you don't find anything with it. But then you stroll around with like an F213 and then every once in a while you hit a Zeramite or something. Which Zeramite, by the way, is going about for 400%. Tridonite is going for 3,100%, around there. So here we go, an unknown at 989. Let's see if it's another gold or if it's a ready light. I hope it's ready light, but I think it's gonna be gold. It's Ignisium. Okay, that's good. Yay, Ignisium. Ignisium's one of those staple type of ores that you really just almost can't go wrong hitting it. It's got good value. The value fluctuates just like Narc. In fact, I call it Narc's sister, really. It's almost the identical type of stone. Ignisium gets as high as 124, 126%, drops down to 117, 118. It has almost the same type of economic value as the Narc stone has. So this is terrain. I wonder if I've got my graphics turned down. The terrain, it looks like crap. Alright guys, well, we didn't get any rares this time around. Maybe next time. But I'll tell you what, next time I get a Tridonite or a Zeramite, I'll take a video of it and we'll discuss it then. Hey guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, liking the videos, and leaving comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.